with my avatar! Blaster Blade! Liberator! Instant Reverse! Blaster Dark Dragonic Overlord!
Hello YouTube, it is I, Double from Team K4RD, here today with probably one of the next tutorial tip trick discussion video thing ever since I did the Walfred thing. So I'm not really, I think I've said this in the Walfred, how to Monarch Sanctuary or how to play this deck video, but like I'm not really, I wouldn't say I'm an expert in this game. I would say I know some things to help you be better in this game, but I wouldn't call myself a professional expert because basically all the stuff I learned how to play Vanguard and how to get better was from other YouTubers on like other Cardfight YouTube channels. Yeah, basically. And if I can, I would like to show, like, you know, I like to help people get better if they ever ask or whatever. Or like I just like to show off what I know. Not show off, but like give not give advice, like show what I know. And basically, if you can tell from the title of this video, wherever that may be, this tip and trick discussion thing will be on deck thinning because Legion will be soon coming out, and personally, it's been working a lot for me. If you've seen the area fights, you might know what deck thinning is, but to me, well, I don't know if it's like an official concept or whatever, but basically, if you don't know what deck thinning is, then deck thinning is basically, if you see these two cards here, these are perfect examples of deck thinning because, I'll use this because I actually have Liberators on me. I need you, oh no, yeah, I need you. So, this card, when I play this card onto Vanguard, I discard a grade 3 gold paladin from my hand. Oh no, I don't need that. I discard a grade 3 gold paladin from my hand to look up a Gansalot's Break Ride in the deck, which I don't have because I don't run Gansalot Break Ride in my deck. But pretend this is a Gansalot Break Ride. Where's my other? This one. Oh no. So, again, when I call this, I discard a grade 3 card from my hand to the drop zone, search my deck for a Gansalot. So what did I just do there? So let's say these were actual Gansalots, break rides. So I discarded a Gansalot from my hand to get a Gansalot from the deck. There was no point in that, technically, or there's no, what was the difference? What changed there? So for one, I got a card into the drop zone, dead grade 3, so if I run Legion, I can turn it back if I want to, but that's not the case here because Legion is not out yet. So what was the point of dropping the same thing? Well, so let's say these are 2 Gansalots. So I drop a Gansalot and search for Gansalot in the deck. So what was the point of that? So for one, basically deck thinning is how its name implies. Deck thinning is basically trying to get cards out of the deck, and like you get cards out of the deck so that you can trigger or like get better cards through drive checking. So let's say I'm getting all my grade 3s out. You and you. Alright, that's it. So I'll say that for some miraculous reason, I have all my grade 3s out of the deck. But then there was one Gansalot left in there for some reason. So I will play this. I will discard the last grade 3 I have ever to get the last grade 3 out of the deck. And doing that means that everything in my deck, so here are all my grade 3s, so for some reason they're miraculously in the drop zone. Now that doing that basically just guarantees that I will drive check something worth of shield value because grade 3s have no shield whatsoever. So what you want to do with deck thinning basically is that you want to get cards out of the deck so that you have more better chances of drive checking good, like, you know, triggers and stuff. And with Legion coming out, so let's put all the grade 3s back in the deck because I might as well have to, and clean the deck. And it's just Give it a shuffle and like mill some stuff. Yeah. So with Legion soon coming out, it is good to deck thin because not technically deck thinning, but like because Legion has the ability to return 4 cards of our choice to the deck, we get so much better. Like most likely, you're gonna return triggers and stuff you need. So that basically means that like you get better stuff. You get like good cards and put them back in the deck, like triggers and cards you need. So deck thinning, basically, let's say if you saw the Seeker video, let's use Seekers just for the hell of it. So basically, this Shadow Paladin, it's the same thing like this, except it searches for Mordred Phantom and Shadow Paladin Render's deck. So same concept as that. Discard a grade 3, look for Mordred Phantom. So we're going to move to the Seeker deck because that one actually makes sense, and I've used it in area and in fights. So this is not. Oh my goodness, this is not. It would be hell awkward as fuck. Okay. Come on, at least try to make something look like a Legion, like this. And where the frick is my Alfred? Where the heck? Alfred, there we go. Alfredo. Sure. Look at this. That's too much. Whatever. So let's say, in terms of the Seeker deck, have you seen the area fights with me fighting people with Seekers or like decks in general? You know that when Wingle, let's pretend it's a Wingle, when Wingle Legions with Blaster Blade, you get to call a grade 2 or higher card from the deck to rearguard. So I will commence to call something worth of value like Blaster Blade Seeker. Another one. And I will shuffle. So basically, that also counts as deck thinning. Why? Because, let's say... Oh, I need a hand. Come on. Okay, here we go. This is a good hand. Let's say I have a hand like this. This is my hand. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's not good as well. But then, let's say it feels like this. And I have no front row rear guard. So I could play you, but then I really don't. I want to use you for the perfect guard because you have no shield value. I could call this 8k attacker, but it can't attack anything because it's 8k and unboosted. So with Wingle, I called out this card for free, and I didn't have to waste any cards in my hand. And now my deck has one less card that isn't a trigger. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. So the more that we deck thin, like let's say I hit with this, and I use Wingle Brave to soul charge, if I can get in soul, and I search my deck for a Buster. So that's one more card in my deck that's not a trigger gone, meaning that increases my chances of drive checking a trigger and increasing my chances of getting those triggers and getting advantage. So let's say I attack. Oh look, I got a heal trigger, yeah! So, continue on the fight, that's perfect guard. Blah, blah, take damage, damage, all the damages, and draw trigger. Stand in Legion, and draw. Okay. So, let's say... So continuing off from where I left off, if I count all the triggers I have in my deck or drop sound, I have about enough, but now, let's say, I don't have a grade 3. Grade 3. So, now that, like this is midway in the game, and we have at least seen a lot of triggers used in the game. So now, here where deck thinning comes great and handy, or like, where it comes in handy later in the game, if I were to re-ride a card and lead in once more, as you see me do in my area fights, let's return this, this, and this. I mean, look at this. There's like 3 draws and a perfect guard. What's the chances of me not getting these? So I'll put them in random places because I don't want to. I will seek the mates, which I will pretend that this is the mate because why not? Again, deck thinning. I got a card out of the deck that isn't a trigger. And then let's say for some miraculous reason that this card lets me call a grade 1 and a grade 2 out of the deck when I Legion. So I'll call this and this, because that's what the Legion skill supposedly does. And look, 2 more cards out of the deck that aren't Legion. So basically, with the help of Legion and deck thinning, you can deck thin cards out of the deck that aren't triggers, so that when you Legion and return triggers, when you Legion and return actual triggers back to the deck, you have increased your chance to get more triggers when you drive check or attack with the Vanguard. And basically, that's what happens a lot in my fights in Cardfight area with me using Seekers, because I would always use Wingle to call out grade 2s or attackers, and then I would always just re-ride, send triggers back, and then I'd pull them. So let's see the chance that I get triggers after sending 3 draws and a perfect guard. First check. Oh, look, perfect guard. I just returned 1. Second check. Nothing. Okay. That's 2 more. That's not. So let's say the next one's a draw. And it's not a draw. Darn it. Bad game. So that's what I'm trying to get at with all this idea of deck thinning. And I don't have one on me. Actually, I do. Yes. And this does go with Quintet Walls. And Quintet Walls are, I think, are good cards for deck thinning. If I can find one. There we go. Perfect match because they're both girls. So with Quintet Walls, okay, with Quintet Walls, we lose the top 5 cards to guard with as a shield. So let's call 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see how many of these are triggers. Well, it's about some. So with Quintet Walls in Legion decks, Quintet Walls will lose you 5 cards on the top of the deck, but technically with Legion it's okay, because I'd say I Quintet Wall a Vanguard attack, and these go to the drop zone. So next turn, I'll just return this, 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 and maybe this. And Legion. So it wasn't that bad. And I put cards back in that are worth value because of triggers, and they'll hopefully give me an advantage. So enough of you, Quintet Wall. And if you've seen the fights with... back again, if you haven't seen the fights of me using Seekers on area, you'll see how that I prolong the fight to like a long point, where if the opponent isn't playing a Legion deck or like can't return cards to the deck, they will deck out. Because in the fight with me and Frank, I was able to stall him out with Rebirth because he had only 2 cards in his deck, but I had plenty. Why? Because I kept returning decks, or not decks, I kept returning cards to the deck via Legion. And with the Wingle Seeker Legion, I could get cards that aren't great, that aren't triggers out of the deck, easy like that, and then increase my chances of getting triggers. Hopefully this all makes sense, in a way. But with the Legion coming out, and I know there's already like Genesis and Revenger Legion, you could hopefully try to do this. I'm pretty sure Revenger Cormac, I believe, no, not Cormac, I believe it's Cormac, or the mate, the mate of Cormac for Avengers. When you Legion and he's on rearguard, you cast 1 and you call a grade 1 or less Avenger at rest. Deck thinning. Genesis. Do Genesis have deck thinning? No, they don't. Never mind. Then Legion retire. Judge Bow. Oh yeah, Judge Bow. Judge Bow Revenger. Good card for deck thinning. When it boosts and hits a Phantom Blaster, Soul Charge. Call 2 grade 1s or less, and then call them to rearguard. Deck thinning. So there's deck thinning already exists in this game, but you know, if you apply them to cards or decks like Legion, you could easily gain a lot of advantages through deck thinning cards that aren't triggers out of your deck, and like, you know, calling them out, and then returning triggers to the deck when you Legion, increasing a lot of chances to trigger and possibly win the game, hopefully. So, I need some drink of water. So I think that's about it I want to discuss about. Hopefully you guys understand this thing I'm trying to understand, like I'm trying to explain here, because I totally know that I can't explain things that greatly sometimes. But the purpose, not purpose, the whole point I'm trying to say here is that if you get cards that are, if you get all your grade 1s 2s, 3s, and yeah, if you get all the grade 1, 2, 3, if you get all the grade 1s, 2s, and 3s out of the deck, what does that leave you? 16 triggers. And if you get those all the time in every turn, you're going to trigger a lot, and you're going to go possibly gain lots of advantages from them, and possibly win the game. Put this over there. So, yes. And this is all because Legion will be coming out in, I don't know what the date is, but I think it's coming out soon. This week, maybe, I don't know. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoy this little tip tutorial video thing of deck thinning and Legion, supposedly. So, I am not really great at explaining stuff and giving tips and tricks. So, it would really help if you leave a like, because I have good confidence. So, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you guys want more, if you have any questions, feel free to comment, because I will gladly answer them, because I know that I cannot be understanding at times. And if you want like other stuff, like questions and tips, tutorials, whatever, then feel free to comment that too, because I will gladly answer them the best I can. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video on the Cardfight channel, so stay tuned.